Hey guys, welcome to this week's podcast episode. And I've got a fantastic guest for you today, Nicki Sciberras. And I'm always scouring the globe looking for entrepreneurs, people doing things on the cutting edge. And so today's talking is all about digital marketing and digital advertising. And there's a lot of interesting new updates with cookies, which we're going to talk about. And overall, we're going to talk about ads, marketing strategy, branding. And I'm really happy to welcome Nicki to the show. So welcome, Nicki.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited you found me and the opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah, you have a full service marketing agency called Digital Exchange, and kind of talk about how you got started in that and how you looks like you're running this, and how you're helping clients today.
Yes, of course. So essentially, I was a marketing manager for a long time in a corporate. And then for a while, I kind of wanted to break out and do my own thing. So in 2018, I left and I actually started my first marketing agency that was called Miss Marketing. So that was a full service agency. And last year, we actually rebranded to the Digital Exchange. And the reason we did that was there was kind of like a maturing of the brand of Miss Marketing. And we wanted to attract a different audience and we wanted to focus and specialize in Google ads, Facebook ads, and search engine optimization. So that's how we kind of moved into that brand. And now we primarily work across, well, we work across both e-com and service-based businesses, but we mostly, I guess, manage marketing for lifestyle brands. But then in terms of our teaching, we do that for everybody.
Yeah. I love that how you created a business and a company from your previous experience. And I love how you transitioned from, working for a company to owning and running it. So kind of delving into it, you have this interesting thing where it's called owned, earned, and paid media. Explain that to the audience.
Yeah, so there are three different types of ways to get people to notice your brand or your business and your website, etc. So you've got own media. So you've got media that's media that you own, such as your website or your email list. And you want to direct as many people as you can to those lists. And that's a free way of doing marketing. So email marketing is free, getting people to your website via social media, etc. Even though you don't own social media, that is a free way to get people to see you. Then you've got rented or borrowed media. So that is things like doing collaborations with people. So for example, right now I'm on your podcast and you're going to promote me to your audience. So I'm borrowing your audience per se. Then you have, and that's also things like PR, influencers, etc. You are getting exposed to their audiences. So you're borrowing that. And then you've got paid media, which is like Google ads and Facebook ads. So you're paying a dollar amount to access audiences so that you can grow your following. Now, organic is generally, or owned is going to be your warmest. And then as it goes further down towards borrowed and then paid, they're going to be a little bit colder. So because those people haven't yet heard of you. But you do want to have a strategy where you can across all of those areas, but owned is where you start because people can't take that away from you. And it's also going to be your warmest audience and it's the easiest way to get started without a budget. So
Yeah. I love this idea of borrowing audiences. I never thought of it that way, but you are essentially trading platforms like you're trading your brands and collaborations. So
exactly.
yeah. And then you alluded to it, you start with own, but how do you transition? So you talk about should one use owned, earned, or paid media to advertise your business? What are the advantages and disadvantages of each?
So owned media is free. So that's probably the best place to get started. So when you don't have a big budget and you're just getting started, you need to look for free ways to advertise your business. So that's kind of the main reason that you would start there. And you want to get as many people to platforms that you own because they can't get taken away from you. So your email list you own, you can't get that taken away from you. Your website has first-party data. So anyone coming there, you can collect information on them and you have access to an amazing amount of data from that. So also with owned, it's very warm. So they're people that have found you and that you are nurturing. So those people are probably the most likely to take action at any one time. Then you've got your borrowed media. So that is where you access other people's audiences. Now, the main benefit of this is that you get immediate access to somebody else's audience. Now, sometimes that's paid or not paid. for example. So if you were to do PR, it would be maybe considered paid. But if I was to come on your podcast, I could pitch to you and it's completely free to do. And now all it's costing me is my time and my knowledge. And I'm sharing that with your audience. So the benefit is I get access to your entire audience who you already have built rapport with and you've already got social proof with. So because you're trusting me, they're more likely to trust me too. So that's a great benefit of using a borrowed audience. And then paid audiences, there is so many people that you can access across even Facebook, Instagram, Google. So the main benefit of paid advertising is that you have access to billions of people at your fingertips. Now, these audiences tend to be a little bit colder because they don't know you yet and they've just kind of come into your sales funnel. So that's something to consider. But it gives you a way to access people that you wouldn't have been able to access if you hadn't tapped into paid media itself.
I love that. And so and I've also learned that there's a new way of marketing. It's called newsletter marketing. And talk about how you can own your newsletter and the differences between email marketing and email newsletter marketing. Are they the same or different?
Well, I guess email marketing kind of captures two areas. You've got your newsletters that go out, and then you've got your automated emails that go out. So you've got, I guess, both types. So email marketing is in itself covers all of those types of marketing, and you've got that it's an own form of marketing. So email marketing actually has the highest return on investment. So for every dollar you spend, they say you get about $36 in return. So it's extremely warm. People don't hand over their emails very easily anymore. So if you have access to their emails, then you can directly send them an email to their inbox. And we know that majority of people, the first thing they check when they wake up is their inbox. So having access to that is highly valuable. But yes, you can send out email like newsletters ad hoc. So if you were to introduce a new blog or introduce a new lead magnet, you can send out those ones ad hoc. But then you've also got your automated ones where people, so say if they download your lead magnet, they automatically say if they fill out a form to download your lead magnet or your freebie, then they'll automatically get sent an email with the freebie in it. So there's that automated way, or there's just the ad hoc ones if you have new products or services coming out that you want to advertise.
Yeah, really. The way it was described is like you can embed a newsletter in your email, but kind of emails that's like your Rolodex. That's like your digital Rolodex. So what are your thoughts on, because I've heard SMS, and now I hear like there's WhatsApp, there's Telegram, and also like Instagram has these chats as well as I think there's where you basically, I guess you own it and you can basically create conversations through there. How is that different? And then talk about the AI bots, because now you can have like AI chat bots, responding to questions and all of that.
Yeah, so I guess there are all different types of AI coming out, and it's just making things a lot easier for people. So I guess it can kind of go twofold. So it's making things easier and it's allowing us as the advertiser to be a lot more productive and to kind of qualify people ahead of time. But then in saying that, also when the experience isn't as personalized, it sometimes maybe isn't as engaging or as warm. But these kinds of, I guess, chatbots and AI are proving to be really helpful because they allow us to do things at scale, which means that we can bring more and more people into our business. And yeah, it just provides an opportunity for us to reach different audiences because we've got access to all these different channels and now everything is linking up, and we can use tools like Zapier, et cetera, to connect everything. And yeah, the sky's the limit when it comes to marketing.
Yeah, it's amazing because now, like I think originally like it was like Facebook communities, and then like LinkedIn, there was like Twitter Space, there's Clubhouse, but now you can create chat rooms like in Discord or with WhatsApp or Telegram, and kind of continue Slack as well. Talking about ads, which is really interesting, is which is better, Facebook or Google ads?
Oh, this is the $1 million question. I was actually just writing a blog on this morning, which is super funny. So neither is actually better. They're actually better when you use them together because across Facebook, Instagram, and Google, you're actually covering a lot of space across the internet. So if you are on those three platforms, you're almost appearing everywhere that people are searching. So you're covering a lot of territory. The
Yeah.
difference between them is you want to understand, I guess, what kind of product or service that you have and where people are in the buyer journey. So, for example, Google Ads is all based mostly on search. So, if you have a new product or something niche where people aren't really searching or there aren't a lot of keywords or people don't yet know about it, Google Ads isn't really going to work for your brand as such. It's
Hmm.
better for people, it's better for brands where people already know who you are or that your product or service exists, because people can't search using a keyword if they don't know you exist or they don't, it's a new product, for example, because they don't know what to search. So if you have a relatively new product or something that people don't yet know about, then you want to use Facebook or Instagram because it's a really good way to interrupt what people are doing with you and, grab their attention using things like graphics and great copy and something that's going to stop the scroll. So it's a much cheaper way to advertise. When people are searching on Google Ads, they generally have a higher intent as well. So what that means is because they're using keywords to search, it means they're more likely to buy or convert than if they were just shown an ad randomly on Meta based on their interests or their age or where they're from. So based on that, Google Ads generally tend to be a little bit pricier as well than Facebook ads. So it all depends where the user is in the buyer journey. Generally, Facebook ads is better for people that are targeting people that are just starting out and for more brand awareness, whereas Google Ads is better for capturing people that are further down the buyer journey and know what you have or sell and are making.
I'm always in the market for where the attention is going. So right now the Gen Z, I guess for now they were on TikTok. And so how does like TikTok ads and then also like LinkedIn and YouTube also offers ads, but I haven't seen much. It was like kind of a buzz a year or two, but now there's not much going on. So what are your thoughts on those?
I think a lot of people are trying to jump on these platforms and see how they go with them. But I think as a whole, we're seeing that most people want to stick to the main platforms because we know that Facebook and Instagram and Google all get incredible results. So I see a lot of ads saying get on LinkedIn ads, get on LinkedIn ads. There's a lot of results, but from everybody that I know that's tried them, they've found them to be really quite expensive for the return on investment that you get. So that's the feedback that I've gotten from LinkedIn. TikTok, I've heard mixed reviews, so good and bad, but I guess it just depends who your target audience is. If you have a younger demographic, TikTok's really great for that. And it's also much easier to build, I guess, organically on TikTok compared to platforms like Instagram. So in terms of your organic, TikTok seems a lot easier to grow, but in terms of paid, I believe Facebook and Instagram ads as well as Google ads are still kind of the primary ones that people are using.
I know because you have a lot of experience with this. With recent Apple and cookie changes, adapting to changes in digital advertising, how do you adapt your strategies for paid advertising to ensure continued success for your clients?
Yeah, so around the world, particularly in Europe, we have seen huge changes to the way that privacy and data needs to be collected in order to protect the privacy of users across all different browsers and everything online. So in order to counteract those new policies and give people the privacy they deserve so that we aren't tracking every single thing that they are doing online all the time, third-party cookies are coming to an end, which is really sad because as an advertiser, we were able to see exactly what everybody was doing online and we're able to retarget and sell them so much stuff. But with those Apple changes that came in a few years back and now Google via Chrome is going cookieless, we've had to implement new ways to, I guess, collect that data so that we can effectively advertise. So as you may or may not know, Facebook Ads has brought in the conversion API and Google Ads has brought in the privacy sandbox. So that's another API as well. So essentially they've given us these new APIs or AI tools really, where we can connect directly from Meta to, I guess, the website of the advertiser. That's kind of maybe hard for people to get their head around. It's historically what we used to do is we would connect to the individual user's browser, but now we collect directly from the advertisers. So straight from Meta or Instagram, we collect the data straight from the advertiser's website, and that feeds directly in real time back to Meta or Instagram, and the same for Google. So the data won't be coming from the Chrome browser anymore, from the user's Chrome browser. It'll be coming directly from the users or the advertiser's website directly into Google. So that's how the new APIs work. They bypass the user's browser and they go straight to the advertiser's website to collect we call it first-party data. So cookies is third-party data where we're collecting data from the person that we're advertising to. Now we're collecting data directly from the website that's advertising. So it's just a different way of collecting data, but it gives the user a lot more privacy. But it still means that as advertisers, we can still see success from our campaigns because we're collecting data and able to retarget people that have shown interest in what we have to offer. So everyone's happy. There are other things that you can do that aren't relating to ads to try and also help boost that. So because we now have a huge focus on first-party data. So what first-party data is, it's data collected straight to your website. So all the people that come to your website, think about all the stuff that you could collect in Google Analytics. So for example, the names of people, or not that we keep that private, but things like their age and, what they're purchasing, stuff like that. Anything that's, you can collect on your website, that's classified as first-party data. So we want to try and build up that data as much as possible. So we can do that through these conversion API, but we also want to increase the amount of people visiting our website from other platforms to be able to collect that data as well. So anyone that comes via email marketing or even setting up your search engine optimization so that you're ranking in Google, and anyone that makes a search hits your website, we can also collect their first-party data as well. Yeah. So it's, super important to get those APIs set up if you haven't. And I have tutorials on my actual website if people want to follow a YouTube. But definitely do that.
And are the changes already in effect, or is it going to go out, or is that it's already de facto? Is that a fair assessment? Or
so Facebook ads brought in the conversion API a while back. So pretty much people have been setting that up. Well, most people would have set that up by now. Well, I guess most people that they have an agency probably running the ads for them, they may not have set it up if they're running their own ads. But that one's been around a while. Chrome has been, or I guess Google's been talking about theirs for a while, but it's only been in the last few months that we've really had to pull our finger out and start making sure these things are getting connected. So this one is, I guess, newer. Google's kind of closing down of the third-party cookies is a bit newer. So that's still kind of having, I guess, we're still starting to move all those across now. But for us personally, all the meta ads ones are done.
Yeah. I know we're coming to the kind of the close, but I really wanted to ask about algorithms and AI. But before that, I wanted to ask, because cookies before, for a lot of listeners, they're affiliate marketers, so they have an affiliate link, and kind of, I understand that the merchants were paying the affiliates through cookies. So how do you now that it's the first party data, how do you pay the affiliate marketers if they make a sale, or how are they tracking those?
So when it comes to affiliate marketing, the cookies are still working. Well, I hope they are, because I do some of that myself. No, they've all got their own. So most of the platforms that are using this kind of, I guess, cookies, that's still tracking, because you're more just tracking the link. You're not really tracking necessarily that, I guess, personalized information. So when it comes to affiliate marketing, there's ways that are still working when it comes to that. So if you're an affiliate marketer, don't worry, you're still going to be tracked. And that, the time that you're tracked might be, might have been reduced. So it might have gone, say, from 6 months to 30 days. But as far as we know, those haven't been impacted. And if they have been, there has been like new software, I guess, introduced in order to counteract it.
I always have to be mindful of technology, because it can really change your income streams very quickly. So kind of the next question I have is the impact of artificial intelligence and advertising, and what concerns or what promises do you see with artificial intelligence and ads, like either Facebook, Google, especially with these algorithms, etc. So
yes, I mean, a lot of people, even with the leaving of third-party cookies, have been a bit worried about it. But in saying that, what we're seeing from the new AI software across advertising platforms is really good. It's not only going to improve the performance of your ad, but it's going to be able to improve the productivity of the advertiser, because it's going to be able to make things easier. So for example, we are seeing a whole bunch of new tools released into the Facebook Ads Manager, things like the background expansion tool, or the image expansion tool, sorry. So basically it'll take your whatever image you load, and it will change the sizing and expand it itself for different image ratios. So for example, if you loaded a post sized image, it would expand it for stories. So you don't need to necessarily use Canva anymore or have a graphic designer. It just automatically does it for you. It'll also give you variations to the copy that you put in. It'll give you, a different alternative that you can use, or two that they believe is better based on all the data they have available that they think, your audience responds to. There's also a new background image tool where it will swap out the background of your current image and replace it with another one. So you don't have to go and get a graphic designer to do that or swap it out on Canva. So all these things are going to save us heaps of time, but allow us to A/B test different things when it comes to our ads, which means that our performance is going to be increased, but it's also, again, going to save our time and increase our product. Sorry, it's also going to, sorry, something just dropped off the table, to be quite frank. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
So it's also going to increase our productivity as advertisers.
Yeah. It's a really fascinating conversation. And how can people contact you, check out your socials, and reach out to you?
Oh, amazing. Yes. So if you want to find out all about us, you can find us at thedigitalexchange.co. That is our website. And our Instagram is also thedigitalexchange.co. That's for Instagram too. And then if you want to find out if your brand is ready for meta ads, you can download our freebie at thedigital.com/Facebook. And just one last thing, we also have a bunch of tutorials like how to set up that conversion API on YouTube. So we are at the Digital Exchange there. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. And I really enjoyed this conversation. And for all the audience out there, give Nicki a like and follow on socials, check out her website, work with her. And with that, thanks so much for coming on.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. It's been great. I love this kind of conversation. So hopefully everyone updates their conversion APIs as soon as possible to get the most out of their data and advertise well to build your business.